seems like it's what Opendoor's bringing to the
which
table.
is there. And
But I don't know that that's what you guys lead in your marketing.
Why not? You
messages.
asked me about market value. You asked me about what we're offering. And how do we get to that place? You know, we've purchased in the Phoenix marketplace 12,000 properties since we opened 4 years ago.
Is that all?
Were you going to say Opendoor doors?
Since we've opened our doors, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Since Opendoor opened their doors. Okay, 12,000 properties?
12,000. How about that? And so what
Are
we
you
know?
signing all those contracts?
No.
Okay, that's
I'm not
Jacqueline
the
Moore.
broker. I'm not the broker for Opendoor.
How many have you
here
sold?
in town? How many have we sold? About 45% of that number would be what we've sold. So we purchased, 2,400. Yeah. No,
Why are you
that's about
holding?
right.
Are you holding the other
No.
ones?
You're holding 6,000 houses? I
No,
don't
we're
understand.
not holding.
No wonder where all the inventory is.
Yeah.
No, we
So
buy
we
to
should-
sell. We don't buy to. We don't buy to hold.
So then we should.
So I don't mean.
Huh?
What,
So here's what we've
55%.
learned. Here's what we learned. Here's what we've learned. We've learned what the that sellers want to sell for the most money.
That's one of my questions.
Who knew that?
That's one of my
Right?
questions.
And so when Opendoor started 4 years ago, when they were making offers that could have been 15 or 18% below market with high fees, sellers said no, and they voted with their they're not signing contracts. And so what we did is we increased the amount that we were offering percentage wise based on what we thought it was going to sell for, and we lowered our fees. And we found that as our fees were lowered, we had more sellers accepting our contracts. We were able to buy more properties.
You mean when they netted more?
Yeah.
Well, because I mean, one of the questions I have is because we have two types of consumers, right? Like, because we're not really going to talk about the leases, right? So when we're talking about the seller, we know that they want three things, right? They want more money, they want faster, and they want less hassle. So
Sure.
you were addressing some of those. I just wanted to make sure we get the questions out on the table because we're going to standardize these questions as we go for every guest. So you're saying that you're actually offering them more money because you said less fees in the deal is more net to the seller.
Correct.
That's what I heard. I don't know if did I misunderstand that, Phil?
No, that's what
That's your argument for the more money, okay? Because you started with less hassle. You said that
You're
because
gonna
there's
let them off of the more money one that easy?
no, hell no. We're gonna punch him in the gut after.
Okay.
I just want to get his argument and let him talk because he's our guest.
I'm sorry. Could I ask
Yes.
a question here or not?
Yeah.
Whenever
Okay.
you'd like.
Okay. So my question is, when you go to list a property, do you give a seller one price or do you give a seller a price range?
We give a price range.
A price range, and why would that be a price range? If I'm motivated to sell right now, Jeff, and I say, "What's my right now price?" Is that going to be the high mark or the low mark?
No, I give them a number that I think it will sell at, but I said that
Sure.
we're willing to work with them, and we may list it in this. I mean,
Sure.
depending on what they do to improve the property.
Sure. And how big is that range?
I feel like I'm getting strung along here. Phil.
Don't worry. I know. I can see where he's going.
Yeah.
Well, what's the range? I'm just curious. I mean, is it
Let's say that it's
$500 range?
Well, today it was
2% range?
all right.
3%
Today it was a range of about 10%.
10%.
Oh, he's going for I can feel him going for certainty right here.
No.
I'm just trying to figure out. And what gives me the 10% plus 10% price versus the bottom line? Versus the lowest price.
To
What do I
me,
have to do?
they have to improve the property,
Right.
Like so, they might have to add stainless steel appliances or granite or redo their flooring or whatever.
All the stuff
also,
you made me do.
Yeah, all the stuff I made you do. But also in how well they work with us in will they listen to us, help them declutter, depersonalize, to clean up the house, right?
Sure.
Will they get all their stuff in order?
Can we get the pet smell out? Can we?
Right? Can we get the cigarette smell out of their house? Right? So will their 6 pets and their 4 kids be home while we're showing houses, like things like that?
And I agree. So that's a range, and the range and that's the same thing that we do when we look at a property and try to determine, what's the property worth? What can we do if we were to do that? Declutterize the house, get the smell out, have matching appliances in the kitchen, and do those sorts of items. And what's that going to do to the price of the property? When the seller says, "No, I'm not doing that stuff," or give me the least hassle. I don't have any money to put in the property. I need to walk, and I need to walk, quickly. How can we do? And
no, that's what we think the decision is. That's why we've partnered with you. Is that we realize that there's an audience that is like when we give them all the options and we say, "Here's how you can get more." They're like, "But I want to move in 44 days."
Sure.
and I got kids and I got pets, and oh, by
Or
the way, my
12
kitchen
kids.
cabinets might, one drawer might be off, and there might be some things in the drawers, and we're just going to be like, I don't know that we can get you this price, but because again, they're looking for. To me, it's more money, faster, less hassle. I'm like, maybe it won't be the most money that you can get, but it's the best offer that you can get now in today's conditions without doing anything.
And that's why when we look at the range, where do we come in on the range? It depends. What's the seller going to do improvement wise? What's the time period going to be? And then
Also, when are you going to list? You're going to list in December. You're going to list
Exactly.
in March or April. Or you're going to list in the
Exactly.
fall.
But my
and
guess
what's
is
the price point? The price point also isn't that.
Yeah.
Well, so what's the biggest? I mean, isn't the biggest pushback that you guys get about the prices that you pay for houses and that people leave money on the table?